Hello everyone, Mambo VP. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And on today's videos, as you can see, I'm sharing the screen with you. I want to address on the frequent asked question regarding the passport requirement for the DV program. As we all know that the DV program, since the DV 2021, the passport requirement was introduced. And from DV 2021 to all the upcoming DV program, the passport requirement will still be there. So stay with me so that we can know, or we can address those questions, or we can address all those questions which people have been asked or eager to know. So the first question is, my passport number is more than 9 digits long and I cannot enter all the numbers in the required field. What should I enter for the passport number? And the question has been addressed by the Department of State is, enter the first numbers of your passport numbers. It might happen that on your passport, the number that have been provided on your passport is more than 9 digits long. So what you need to do, enter the first 9 digit numbers. You will be okay. But there are things which you should note, that all machine readable travel document should have a passport number in the machine readable zone that is limited to 9 characters, consistent with the International Civil Aviation Organization specification. For most passports, the nine number is the same numbers listed in the biographic paper or biographic page of your passport as the passport number. However, some countries use an international civil aviation organization a compliant number in the machine readable zone, and also list different numbers as the passport numbers on a biographic page of the passport. So what you need to do, enter those numbers which has been appeared on your biographic pages, which say the passport numbers. So you should enter those numbers. And if it is long, more than 9 digits, what you need to do is just enter those first 9 digits. Question number 2. My passport is valid for more than 10 years from today, and I cannot choose the correct year of expiration in the required field. What should I enter for the passport expiration date? And the answer is, enter the day and month of expiration the same as it is listed in your passport. You see, the question is, the person doesn't know the year of expiration of his passport. So the Department of State addressed that you should enter exactly the day and month of the expiration of your passport, the same as it is appeared or listed in your passport. The third question is concerning on people who hold the Venezuelan passport. The question is, my passport is expired and I cannot enter an expiration date earlier than today's date. I hear that the United States recognized an additional 5 years of validity of Venezuelan passport. What should I enter for the passport expiration date? And the answer is, add 5 years to the years listed in your passport as an expiration date. If you have received the extension or proroga, I don't know how to pronounce this word because it is on Venezuela language, so it means proroga. So those people who knows this language will know this term. And 7 years to the years listed in your passport is the expiration date. But you should note that effective June 7, 2019, Venezuela passport validity was extended an additional 5 years, 5 years past the date of expiration printed in the passport. The Venezuelan passport holders who have already received an extension or proroga will have the validity period extended by 5 years from the end date of the extension. The department will accept all the Venezuela passport valid or expire so long as it is still considered valid after adding 5 years to the printed expiration date. The fourth question is, can I use my refugee travel document to satisfy the passport requirement for entry into the DV program? The answer is, if you are applying for the DV lottery and do not have a valid passport, but you have a refugee travel document, you may enter your refugee travel document number in place of the passport, number, along with the issuing entity and the expiration date. So if you are a refugee, for example, if you can consider the situation that is happening now in Afghanistan, most people are seek refugees to other countries. So if they want to apply for the DV lottery or the DV program and they don't have passport, what they are supposed to do is to enter the refugee travel document numbers in place of passport as a passport number, and the issuing authority and the time of expiration of such traveling document as a refugee. So that is a question on refugee. But you should note that not all the refugee travel documents meet the definition of passport as it is defined in Immigration and Nationality Act. The DV entrants who are selected may require an individual passport waiver at the time of the visa application if such refugee travel document does not qualify as a valid passport. That is an exception. Question number 5. How do I know if I qualify for a passport exception as a stateless person at the time of DV entry? The question has been addressed as, the answer is, DV entrants who select this exception or this exemption at the time of DV entry will be asked to explain why they select this exemption and do not have a valid passport. So if you don't have a valid passport and during the application time you decided to select the exemption that you are stateless or you don't have a passport, if you will be selected, you will be required to explain to the satisfactory of the consular officer that you don't have the valid passport at that time during the application. And note, in general, stateless is the rare situation. If you claim to be stateless, the burden will be upon you to prove to the satisfaction of the consular officer that you did not acquire the nationality of your own country of birth under the laws of that country and do not have any other nationality. Applicants who are unable to prove to the satisfaction of the consular officer that they qualify for this exemption may be disqualified. So you better have a passport. Another question is, how do I know if I qualify for a passport exemption as a national of a communist-controlled country, unable to obtain a passport from the government of that country? The answer is the entrants who select this exemption at the time of the V entry will be asked to explain why he or she is unable to obtain a passport. And there are things to note here that if you claim this exemption, the burden will be upon you to prove to the satisfaction of the consular officer that you are unable to obtain the passport from your country of nationality. Applicants who are unable to prove to the satisfaction of consular officer that they qualify for this exemption may be disqualified. So if you can't prove, you will be disqualified. Another question is, I am unable to obtain a passport. Can I claim an exemption on this basis? If not, how can I apply for an individual waiver of the passport requirement or exemption? That is the question. And the answer to this question is the V entrants who select this exemption at the time of the V entry will be asked to explain why they select the exemption and do not have a valid passport. Remember, note this, individuals' waiver to the passport requirement are considered only at the time of visa application. If you claim this exemption, the burden will be on you to prove to the satisfaction of the consular officer that you have received an individual waiver of the passport requirement at the time of the V entry and unable to obtain a passport. Applicants who are unable to prove to the satisfaction of the consular officer that they qualify for this exemption may be disqualified. Simply is, being unable to obtain a passport does not automatically mean you are qualified for waiver of the passport requirement. So what you need to do before you think to apply for the DV program, what you need to do, go and find the valid traveling international passport so that you can be on the safe side during application of DV program, which is starting in this October. We don't know the actual date yet, so we are waiting for the instruction to come out so that we can know the exact date for the application of the DV program. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much.